Good afternoon, friends. Welcome back to my channel Infinite Trade. My name is Robin, and let's do a Nifty and Bank Nifty analysis for the week. So this video is basically on the weekly analysis and a discussion on a longer time frame. The intraday analysis for tomorrow is something which I'll share in the evening. Yeah. So this is just to keep the video a little shorter. I have split the video into two. Let's quickly do the analysis. So this is the monthly chart of Nifty 50, and what I've done is, so there's a trend line in Nifty which it has been following for the past 8 or 9 months. So since the all-time high, it's been following this particular trend line. So I marked this trend line, and this is the Fibonacci retracement which I've marked from the all-time high to the current swing low on the monthly chart. Okay, so let's discuss what are the observations that we can see. So currently, I'm just zooming this chart so that things look a little better. So currently, if you see, it is clearly visible that we are approaching the resistance, the trend line resistance, which Nifty has been following for the past 8 or 9 months. And also, we need to understand what could be that particular resistance. So if you remember, previously we discussed that I had drawn the Elliott wave theory, and we discussed that this is just the corrective wave, and so we still have that the corrective wave C to be pending, which comes around 14,300. So whether market will come to 14,300 or not is it's still a confusion. Like, we'll get to know with the time, but based on Elliott wave theory, yes, definitely it has to come to that level. So right now what we can see here is we have a resistance here. So this resistance, if you have to calculate it by a figure, then it comes around somewhere close to 17,700 or 750. Okay, so trend line resistance, we cannot actually get the exact figure. And then if I plot the Fibonacci retracement from the all-time high to the current swing low, there is an important level 0.786, which happens to be around 17,872. So this is that resistance. So this is basically a confluence point. Okay, so normally market doesn't break the confluence point easily, because I've already discussed this before. So if a confluence point is broken, then the market shows a very strong up move or a down move. Okay, so in this case, so we definitely have resistance at 17,872, and so I think that at least the market should take a halt here. Okay, and we'll move down to a weekly time frame to understand how the chart looks. So this particular up move is very, very strong. Like, it is clearly visible from here. Okay, so at least in this phase we were seeing red candles in the next week, but here all 4 candles are continuously green. So right now, if we have to discuss it on a higher time frame, what market can do is, I think SGX Nifty has closed 130 points above, so possibility of a gap up, and I think it is showing around 17,840 or something. So 17,800 to 850, this is definitely going to be a strong resistance. But when does market take this as a resistance is, firstly, on a daily chart. Tomorrow if we open, there is a possibility that we may open and we may form a doji kind of a pattern, because whenever there is a gap up and market is already traveling from 15,200 and all the way to almost close to 18,000, so the probability of profit booking increases here. And the problem is, the new buyers will not actually come to this place, uh, because since it is a resistance, we are not supposed to buy at a resistance. So what market can do is, in case if it has to continue its uptrend, at least we'll see some small pullback. Okay, so that pullback can come till here, and then this gives an opportunity for the fresh buyers to enter, and then they may take the market higher, and then it may continue to go higher. So this is how the price action works. So basically the idea is, since we already know that there is a resistance around 17,800 to 900, just I'm taking a rough figure, so we know we have a resistance here. So very few buyers, like, who do not have much idea about stock market, they just feel that the market is bullish and they enter anywhere, but that is not the case with most of the people. So definitely we may see some confusions and some selling pressure, not a selling pressure but profit bookings at this place. So it is good that we avoid such area to trade for this week, to so that we may understand that what could be the next trend. Because what happens is, uh, the dangerous thing, we all know that whenever market breaks a level, so say this is a resistance, so how does a market break? Is it breaks this and then takes the support at the same level and continues to go higher. This is in case of horizontal support or resistance. But for a trend line support or a resistance, that is always very dangerous, because what market tends to do is, it will break it and it will start taking support like this. So each and every time it takes support, so what it does is, it basically makes new lows, and this creates fear in the traders. And then what it does, it gives a breakout. Then people realize that, oh, this looks like a pole and flag pattern. So we do not want to get into these kind of confusions, basically. Okay, so on the weekly chart, like I said, we have resistance at this place, so probably we may see a hanging man like a candle, or maybe a doji candle, anything like that. So for this week, like until Friday, uh, we so on a longer time frame, for a swing trading or something like that, we may have to wait for one candle to form, and then we'll decide whether it breaks the low and comes down, or is it that it breaks the high and continues the rally further. Okay, and another important thing about price action is, whenever so when do you expect a reversal? Like, we cannot just directly go and sell here, right? We do not have a confirmation, but some people can try it. Like, they can do a spread, they can do an option hedging strategy to, you know to avoid the FOMO, the fear of missing out. So they can do it. But the ideal trend reversal, when it happens, is one red candle should close below the previous red candle. That is when we understand that the trend has come to an end. So for example, if I have to talk about it, see, this is the green candle, and this particular candle has closed below it. Then what happened? It formed a lower high and continued to go down further. Okay, in this case we had continuous green. This is the candle which closed below it. Obviously we saw a short-term fall, and again this is continuous green candle, so we need to see a close below this candle. So this is that candle which actually closed. Okay, this was, though it was green, but it closed below this level, and then we saw a fall further. So in this case, a green red closed below the green low, we saw a fall. So in the same way, we need a red candle to close below one of the green candles low. That is when we'll know that, okay, we can expect some dip in the market. Okay. So this is how the weekly analysis is. So right now we have a resistance at 17,840 to 17,872 to be very precise. And until we clear this area, we're not supposed to take any trade. And what you can do is, basically, if the market opens here, okay, and it forms a hanging man kind of pattern. The next week we'll try and see if we can get a sell position, and I'm going to move it onto a daily time frame to understand how we can take the trade on a daily chart. So this is the daily chart. So the concept that I was saying, a red candle should close below a green candle. So I thought here we may do it, but at the end market moved up and closed higher. So nowhere we can see a red candle closing below the green candle. So tomorrow we are opening somewhere here. Okay. So on a daily chart, if you see any candle like this, and the next day if it breaks the low, you can enter, and we know that it will obviously come to fill this gap. So this is how you can plan on a daily time frame. Let's check out Bank Nifty now. So this is Bank Nifty. So what kind of analysis I have done in Bank Nifty is something which I'm going to tell you all. So firstly, I have marked a resistance line here. Okay, and from this place, okay, and I have touched these lines. So this resistance happens to be around 39,375. And what I've done is have marked this swing high to the current swing low, and I've got a level which is uh, the Fibonacci level 1. The resistance is 39,424. So here also we are getting a close resistance, so around 39,400. So Bank Nifty also has a resistance around 39,400. So on a weekly chart we may see a candle something like this, or maybe something like this. So again, the coming week is basically denotes that there is a high chance of profit booking here. So we are definitely not going to uh, go for a long or short at this point. In this week we are still yet to wait and watch, but people who are holding long positions in Nifty and Bank Nifty, they should definitely think of booking their profits at this area. However, data doesn't show anything that is bearish at the moment, but that we'll discuss in detail in the intraday levels, which I'm going to record in the evening. But as of now, yes, both Nifty and Bank Nifty is approaching strong resistances, which is it has been respecting for the past few months. So expecting that, historical data always represents that market respects those levels. So hence we are thinking that we may see some profit booking at this place. If we move this to a daily time frame, okay, so clearly 39,375 to 39,420, 425. So this is a resistance. So we're expecting to open a gap up somewhere here. So we may definitely see that we may see some profit booking, and there is a high chance we may see a doji type of a candle on a daily chart, or maybe a candle which is like a shooting star. Okay, so I'm expecting this. So that's all about the week or the higher time frame analysis for this week. So this week is basically to wait and watch, and next what we can do is in the intraday analysis you will understand how we can plan our trade tomorrow. So thank you for watching. Let's meet in another video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.